when you are dancing. When you are crying, He will also shed two tears with you in sharing your sadness. That at the physical body, He works as the physical man, like us. But when we are connected by Him with this sound current, then there you will find Him, God. In the beginning was the Word was with God, and Word was God. That Word God is there, which is penetrating everywhere and is pervading everywhere, and you will be able to find this privilege and this blessings everywhere, perfection, in your own perfection. So these are things which I am telling you, but these tellings will not really be able to help you. These are only for your information. And this is also necessary to awaken in you some kind of source of hope, that our life has been really a hopeless case. Everywhere we are hopeless. Everywhere we are hopeless. And now we are feeling like to be having something, a source where every hope is there, and that there is nothing to be disappointed. And this hope is there, and then you feel like finding the source, and then Master is there to connect you with this source of hope, and that you will be able to find and will enjoy. Then you will come to know, understand, and believe that there was something which was true to me, but now I believe it. Because it works, it is there, and now I can believe it. On information, the mind will not believe. In any scriptures you read, in any discourse, courses or talks, you go on hearing, you will not be able to understand. Because hearing we hear, we do not understand, and seeing we see, but we do not perceive. Because these are the agencies which has got no understanding and no feeling. But it is our soul which is there to feel, to find, and to enjoy God. And that this our purpose of life will be served. So my dear, you are at a very nice place, and you are now having all informations, and you have every kind of help, and there is no reason that you will not find perfection here in this life. It is not on credit that after death you will find it, but it is there according to yearning. But the yearning will go on increasing with the purity of your soul through the meditation of the sound. The more the sound you are meditating, more and more purity will be there, and more yearning will be there. And when yearning is increasing, more yearning is increasing, then it means God is also coming nearer. Because this yearning for God brings God. It is not some artificial ways and means or technical ways and means that you press some button and something is happening. That is not the case. You have to yearn for it. Your heart should be only for Him. When there is any second person in your heart, then He will not be there. He says, I am one and only one, and you are to be with me only one. You are going to think of also only me, and then you will be able to find me. As an example is not so good, that if there is relation between the man and woman, they cannot relate to each other in presence of any third person. They only two can have their life. In this way, God and our relation is one-to-one. If any adulteration is there, that cannot be accepted by God. He says, I am pure one, and you are also pure like me. And in your thought, in your word, in your deeds, it only should be me. Love thy Father God with all thy soul, with all thy heart, with all thy mind. Nothing else. Nobody else. There is no provision for any second one, even 0.1%, 100% you are to be for me. Love me at all levels, body, mind, and intellect, and they will find I'm there. Okay, my dear, find him. It is so easy. Okay, now prepare yourself for meditation. So my very, very dear souls, try to wake up now. We had been deep slumber since ages and ages. And somebody had been ruling upon us. We are now to come out of this tragedy, and that tragedy may be changed into comedy, that we may not suffer anymore. Mind has got no understanding, no feeling. It is only just going along with the outer impressions. As when we are born under this impression from the very beginning that we have been able to see this world and something of this world, and we have adjusted our life in this lifestyle, that there are worries, there are problems, there are sufferings, and life is like that. So my dear souls, there is general sense in you which you should really know, that you will always like to travel light. If you are loaded heavily, it will be very hard for you. Anywhere, you feel like travel or going anywhere without any loads. But why we are attracting loads? Firstly, as I have been already telling you, we are already very much loaded, too much loaded. That under load we are not available, even if we are existing or not. Only our load, only our glory, only our beauty, only our possessions, name and fame, these are only available. We are not available. The house is available, palaces are available, but the indweller is not available. Then what is the use of all this great which we have made, and under which we have buried ourselves, and we are no more existing? At least we should have little understanding for ourselves. If we are not there, then all what is there we have collected and we have been very much proud of it. And then what is use of it that we are not available? In this way, all the people of this world who came here had been trying in some kind of egoism, which was given to us by the negative power, which was the main disease. That disease come to us and give us suffering, and we want to get rid of it, and we should have some ways and means with which we get rid of it, and we are rid of the disease. At that disease, we feel like that it is disturbing, it is hurting us, and that we feel like releasing ourselves from it. But egoism is such a disease that we like it. We don't feel it a disease. We feel it a blessing. But after some time, when we are totally done away with, then we have come to know that all this was a biggest disease, and we have killed ourselves, ruined ourselves, destroyed ourselves, and that if we had not been able to accept it as a blessing and we would have known it, what is its real form, what is the real relation to us, how it will deal us, then we would have never gone through it. If you go through lives of the great persons of this world, luckily we have not such like big authorities, big powers, or big arrangements that we can do some big things that we may be great in this world. But there had been some people who had some big arrangements and big competency and the powers with them, and they had been able to really glorify themselves in this world. You see the history records are there. Let it be a few, like Alexander the Great. He was, I think, about 700 years before Christ, and that he had a kingdom, and therefore he had some arrangement with him that he can collect so much big army and make some arrangements of battles or wars, armaments. And he set out for this great expedition. I am to be great, I am to be wonderful. And he was no doubt conqueror everywhere. And then whole of the life he was feeling that I am the biggest conqueror ever since the world began. And there had been no one, and there perhaps will be no one also in the future even like me. I am really a great warrior, the winner, the intelligent one. And what I had found myself a glory that I conquered whole of the world, nobody will be able to do like that. Otherwise, he was not able to conquer whole of the world, but still he was claiming that he had done something which was sufficient for him. But when he was coming back and he was falling ill in the way and was on his deathbed, then what was the condition of his heart? What he was feeling at that time? What his heart was going through at that time? And then he was looking at all what he has achieved. It was like a dream for him that I have got a very, very hard dream, fighting wars, day and night, day and night, day and night. I had not a single moment of peace with me. I also did not allow my men to have a peace for a single moment. And wherever I did go, I had only arranged heaven for everybody. This had been my style of life. And other side also he was finding that he had collected so much gold, silver, jewels, and had found a very, very big territory as whole of the world as a kingdom. And that he is known to be a great warrior, a great conqueror, respected everywhere. This was also in front of him. This was also now looking like a dream. That this dream is going to end, and that big one, great one, a king or emperor of the whole world was there sometime, only working for it, but could not become, and is to go in all desperation. He wanted to find something, found it, but could not avail it. He could not have let a step even for one moment on the throne of the kingdom, of which he had worked for and conquered with such like all lifelong strategies or efforts day and night. And now, what was the outcome of it? Then he was asking his wise men who were traveling with him, and that what will happen to this kingdom? What will happen to all these riches which I have collected? Then they were telling him, my dear, it was a dream. The man comes in this world, they live certain kinds of lives, and then the dream ended. The body goes to the fact, dust thou art, and to dust returneth. that cannot be changed. Maybe a king or emperor like you, or some ordinary man, or some rich man, or some very wise man, or some scientist, or some other person, maybe even some masters or saints. The body has got the same kind of process and they have to go through. Your body will also go in the same direction. And all these things which were connected to you, it was connected to your body. And when body is no more, all things are also scattered. If from the rosary, the thread is missing, all the substance of the rosary is also scattered. Because it was only thread which was controlling and keeping the all things intact in the form of the rosary. And the man, as long as he is there in this world, in the body, then he is controlling the system. After that, it is scattered. And that, what I will avail out of it, what I have struggled hard all the 30 years or 25 years, what I will get benefit of it, a benefit out of it. I had only struggled and struggled to find it, to collect it, to increase it, to find it. But a benefit I have not found after today. Any result of my actions, my hard work had not been achieved by me. Is there now something that I will achieve at some time? I expect it. For what purpose I had worked hard, will that purpose be available to me? That was a little hard question, very, very hard question. And then those people had to say, my dear king, now everything is finished. You should not think of that, it was just a dream. And so many people before you, even bigger than you, had found such dreams. Their lifestyle had also ended in the same way as your lifestyle has now ended. And others who will come also and will work in the same kind of confusion, misunderstanding, they will also go through the same kind of tragic situation. There they will fight the wars day and night, and in the end they will be loser. The war will be lost. And all their toils, all their efforts, all their fightings will be of no avail. And what they have got with them, they will also lose everything. And that, I mean to say that those kings who had lost the war, they have lost everything. And those who are conquerors, they are also temporary conquerors. That they have found the other kingdom as their kingdom, no doubt, as you had also found. So many kings were turned away and you conquered over all of them. And they were very much sad. They were really losers. And you were thinking yourself as a conqueror, as winner, and really someone who is lucky one who has found something. But they have lost little by little what they had got. And you have become very big, very great, and now you will lose all of it. What was their fate? That is also now your fate. Is there any difference between the fate of those people, of those kings who were losers of the wars, and you were the winner of the war, and now you are also losing, and you have nothing with what was yours, and also what you have conquered from others, that all is lost. Now all of you are on the same level. Losers, and losers. No one is winner. This was a game that when man had come over here to win the game. But why he is a loser? And that he had to go with his sad face and eternity forever, for a long, long time, let it be. This is the thing which we have to understand, that what is really the purpose of life, way of life, how we are to live in this world, in which we are not to suffer, and we are not to make anybody suffer. Our life is there that we are to enjoy, and everybody or anybody who is connected to us, near to us, our neighbor, or anybody whom we know or who comes to know us, is to be benefited, is to be relieved of some problems or worries or sufferings, that we are useful as best as possible to everybody. And there is no one who can say, I have found some difficulty from this person, and this person is not good, is not useful, is not sympathetic, has no lack of love, and something is little hard to be careful from this person. This kind of thought, this is a curse upon us, being a human being. It may be for other species of life, but it's not so much over there. This is mainly working in the human beings, and that we have not able to work according to our lifestyle which has been designed by God, as God is only useful. You already know that there is no law with God that He is to check up who is the sinner, and they are to be punished, and they are to given some kind of hard situation, and there are someone who are good ones, and they are to be accepted and respected. There is no such like law. It only He accepts everybody. Okay, my dear, all you are my children. You are myself. I love you all. And that He forgives all, every one of their sins, and then blesses them. This is the law, this is the way of working of God. Mercy, forgiveness, and grace. And that He loves everybody. Sinner also He loves, and those who love Him also loves Him. You can say that why it is like that? It is a real lifestyle that anybody who is sinner, since you are not to love, but sinners you cannot hate. This is the law of God. That since He doesn't like, but a sinner He likes, because He can change the sinner into someone who is gracious, who is having all beauty, glory, and wonderful lifestyle. Because all these sins which we are going along with, which we look like hard, horrible, as there are some people we find in the world who are in the prison houses, they are dacoits, robbers, or some other negative persons, and they had been hurting so many people, and they have hurt themselves also. But all are to be changed, all can be changed. And if they are doing something wrong, it's not that they are doing. Something else has been added upon them, which is appearing and working, and they are being bad named, they are given all this discredit. That if there is a white garment, it is a white garment, and all clean, all neat, all tidy, everything. But with the atmosphere you go through, something has happened upon it, it has become dirty, it is giving out bad odor, it is not really attractive, it is not useful. It is not really become, it has not become like that. But something which has been added upon it, that is now appearing with its own negative action or hard action, and that goes the credit or discredit to this one who is not really responsible for that, who is not really cause of that. As when we came from God, we were there as God, like God, of the same category as that of God. As souls, we are of the same essence as that of God. And we carry all glories, all goodnesses, all blessings of God, like we are having all perfection in every good thing, as God is perfect in every good thing, because God is the specimen of some kind of perfection of everything good. And that we are basically from that source, and we carry the same, we have brought the same from Him. And we should have acted in the same way. Because a flower can only give fragrance, can only give tenderness, nothing ugliness, nothing bad odor, because it has not with it. How can it deal with such like a negativity which is not there in its behavior? But when some layers were added upon us, which were having some kind of opposite way of actions, and these are appearing, and these are now giving us the picture what we look like. And in this world also you find there are so many kinds of people. There are some dacoits, there are some robbers, there are some thieves, there are some gamblers, and there are some bad persons, there are some good persons also. And now we have to diagnose that all these good persons which are there, how they are good, why they are good. And these are some negative persons, bad persons, hard persons, how they are bad. It's only the mental setup. When mental setup is cleaned and it only becomes transparent to the all rays or irradiations which are emanated from our soul, then the clear glass of the mind receives all what is from the soul and radiates the same love, the same light, the same life, the same knowledge and wisdom which is coming out of the soul, and that person is not mind. And that is not having any negativity in that person, and that person will become like God, godly one, and will act in the same way, will enjoy his own self, will bless his family, will bless his all relatives and friends and colleagues, also neighbors, and also will be able to bless all the worldly one as much as possible he is connected with. This is because of one's goodness. And more the mind is connected with the outside worldly situation which is controlled by the negative power. Anything which is there in this world that is in connection with the negative power. If you touch some wire which is connected with some kind of electric current, it will give you shock. It looks like an ordinary wire, but it will tell what it is really. It will give you a shock. Everything of this world, you feel that it is nothing. Just you have something, you have some